Before I went to bed last night, I was on Facebook, and oh my God, I followed this lady and her quadruplets. She got the two boys and the two girls. And I always watch their videos because they always in my Facebook feed, and I always look at them. They so cute. They one now, and then she got three other boys, and she homeschools them, and I was like, she's an incredible mom. And her husband used to be in the videos sometime. And as a matter of fact, I just seen a video. They went on vacation, and then he was dancing with the twins to that little thing that they listen to. They do all the dancing. I don't know what cartoon it is. It sings and stuff. And he was dancing with the twins. And then I was on Facebook last night, and she came up, and she was crying, and she said she lost her husband, and it's because people was thinking somebody hacked her account, saying that she lost her husband and stuff, and they didn't know. So she said she didn't want to come on, but she had to come on and tell people that it's real. She lost her husband, um, and she, tell the real GoFundMe and stuff, because you know how these people are. They scam all the time. So and I was like, oh my God, I just seen them in the video. Yeah, they just went on vacation or something. And I said, then I thought about it, and I said, oh my God, they got 7 kids, and 4 of them are 1 years old, right? And she took care of the kids mostly because he ran a restaurant or something, a food truck, a restaurant. So basically, she took care of the kids all day and stuff like that. But they've been together for 16 years, I think it was. And I was like, that is terrible. So then I was like, okay, let me go see what happened to this man. I go look, I Google his name, and I knew that something happened in North Carolina because she kept saying she had to go to North Carolina. And I know that they live somewhere they ain't have family, so they must be from North Carolina or something. So I was like, let me look his name up and see North Carolina and see what happened. Of course, it just popped up. It was like the father of the quads died of a gunshot wound to the head. So then I was like, well, somebody shot him? Then I was like, okay, let me read the rest of this story. I know they said he was well, you never an ex-Marine, but he was a Marine. And then I read the rest of the story. They said, well, he was in a car at an intersection, and it's self-inflicted. This man then killed himself. And I was like, what the hell? I was married to a Marine, and the PTSD is real, okay? And BA need to do more for these soldiers and stuff that has PTSD, because my husband had it with bipolar. So, yeah, I know, okay? And he wasn't diagnosed for years after he was out the service. So, it had to be because, or either, I was like, it couldn't have been that bad. It had to be something. I know he had a business and stuff, but it still couldn't be that bad that they couldn't work it out together, whatever it was. Yeah, they had a nice house and everything, and he had the restaurant and the food truck and stuff like that. But he was the only. She couldn't work because she had the quadruplets. How you gonna work with quadruplets? So, but her YouTube and her Facebook was bringing in money because she had a lot of followers. So she brought in money into the household. So they wasn't struggling because the house was nice. They wasn't struggling. That's what I'm saying. So to me, like, PTSD is real, and it's a mental health issue. And BA need to do more for these soldiers that got PTSD, Because I mean, my husband used to go to the psychiatrist at VA, and it's not a one-on-one personal talk. They looking at a screen. And then I went one time, and I sat there. They ain't talk about nothing. She ain't asked him about no problems that he was having, nothing. All she was like, just not even asking him nothing. Really, is that's it? That's not what a psychiatrist is supposed to do. You're supposed to be talking to the people and find out what's going on with them and stuff. All she did was dish out drugs. That's all she did, right? And I thought that was strange. I was like, oh, what kind of psychiatrist is these? So BA, y'all need to get y'all psychiatrist stuff together for these soldiers, because that was horrible. Um, I was like, they really ain't getting help. They not. Them BA psychiatrists, they don't see them in person. They be on a screen, and they ain't even talking about nothing. I sat in the room and watched the whole thing, and I was like, what kind of psychiatrist? I thought they was gonna have a conversation. They didn't talk about anything. It's really bad. You know, BA's whole system is bad. So I was like, I thought you go to psychiatrist and you talk about your problems or how you feeling or something. They ain't talk about none of that. I was like, what is going on? And he was saying that psychiatrist was like 5 years, and I was like, I don't understand. I just didn't understand what was going on here. This was VA, right? So he had something going on in his mind, that he would sit in a car and shoot and kill himself and leave that woman with 4 babies and 3 other boys. One is 5. I don't know how old the other one is, but I know one of them, he might be a teen right now. He might be about 13 or something like that, or 14. But yeah, that's that PTSD. I'm telling you, that PTSD is real. And then, and he looked happy, but they all look happy. They always put on the front in front of other people, because that's the way my husband was. He was always happy with everybody else, but when we was by ourselves, I could see the mental anguish that he always had, with the PTSD and the bipolar, and but that's the way they are. And the VA need to help these men better than they do. Um, yeah. So that is just the saddest thing I seen. Like last night when I was running through Facebook, I was like, "Oh my God, what happened, girl?" Because I like the twins are so cute. I mean, like the twins, the quadruples are so cute. Hmm. And I be watching her little videos when she be feeding them, and she be putting the videos up when they eating. Them kids can eat. Them quads can eat, and she said, "Yeah, they eat all day." And but they so cute. And then she homeschooled her other 3 boys, and she's just a good mom altogether. I mean, she got together, because you can take care of 4 babies and homeschool 3 others. Is yeah. So I was, she got a GoFundMe. I cannot pronounce her first name, but I know her last name is Abrams. But I cannot, her first name Ronjera, I think. I kind of can't pronounce it, so I don't want to mess her name up. But if you be on Facebook and you see the video with the quads, it's like 2 girls and 2 boys. Yeah, and she got 3 other boys. I was like, man, that is messed up. And I said, for him to check out like that, all of a sudden, and she just distraught, because they've been together since she was 17 or something. And she don't know. She talking about she got to go to North Carolina. She got all them babies and stuff. So, child, go find her page and put something in her GoFundMe, because this is crazy. I was like, oh my God. I just feel bad for her, because the baby's just